Artists, we are going to be printmaking today, and there's a couple things that I wanted to show you. I'm trying something different. This is like a little plastic plate that's meant for printing. You might have had something that had like a transparency sheet on it. I'm trying to find something that might be a little easier and quicker. So we're going to try to use these today. And the nice thing is we can reuse these for the next class. So you will either have a tube that has been squirted out. See how it's dried though, because I haven't had a chance to do a video. I want to show you something. These are containers that I have. I have cleaned up some ones and cleaned up the lid and cleaned up the bottle of the jar and wiped down the side. When you're done with this, it all needs to be clean. Otherwise, it makes it a mess. And I want to show you what happens, artists, if we don't take care. Oh, this is one that I added. I'm adding water to, I'm trying to revive it, but look at that lid. All that needs to be cleaned up. So I'm gonna see if I can revive this ink by adding a little bit of water and mixing it to it. But I mixed this one up really good for you guys. And you can take, to put it on your tray, you can use, I will either have a big tongue depressor or a small one, and you will take a little bit, let me see, let me pause it and get another one back. So you will have a tray that looks like this. I was talking to another group of kids, and they said maybe we don't even need this, so we might just have it look like this. So if it is like that and you have this on there, now I need to go get a clean brayer. Just a second. Back. So you will have a messy mat, another mini messy mat, your plate that you're printing off of, and this is what you're going to use this for. Like I said, you're going to have your brayer, you're going to share it with the person next to you, you'll get whatever colors at your table. You can take this and very carefully stir it. Like I said, I already had this one stirred. When you're wiping on the edge, looks like red was left behind from somebody else that had used this, because this is old ink that's in here. You will very carefully scrape it off on the side, or you will just leave the stick like that for the next person, okay? Then you will take some ink, very carefully, kind of think of it like icing, and you want to kind of spread it on the side of, and like, see what I'm doing? So I'm like swirling it back and forth. Think about getting like peanut butter out of a jar, and put it on the side of this plastic plate here without getting it all over the place. And then if you need to, you could do the same thing on this edge here, but I try not to get ink everywhere, artist. And put that back in there and use this so it doesn't slide all over the place. You might need to have your finger on the edge of this. So once again, we pick up the brayer. It's kind of thick, and that's this rolling thing. Might need to get some more. And hold on to the plate. And then you want to go both directions, artist. And until you hear the squishy sound. And you want to make sure you cover the entire brayer. And this is called a brayer. What I like about this is if you need more ink, it's right here, but you have to clean up after yourself, artists, please. I'm not using the brayer, I can set it up against that piece of paper. Okay, artists, when doing printmaking, you want a thin paper. This is actually a very thin piece of construction paper. You get to do a practice and then a real project, and you will set that on your messy mat on top of the little mini messy mat. Let me move this over here. And then here's my printing plate. So I will set my nicer paper here, there, so you can see. And then I'll have my plate that I will set on there. Then I will pick up, back over so you can see it. I will pick up the brayer, hold on to the plate if I need to. You will be sharing with the person that's next to you. Okay, and then I take and go this direction. And this, I have made probably 5 or 6 pulls from this plate so far. And the plate is your foam plate. And if it's dry, then you need to get more ink. Now, not only do you take the plate that direction, and I'm already running out of ink, then you go the other direction, and you are just gonna kind of have that ink all over the place, which is fine. It's different than how we printed before. So now I'm gonna go this direction, artist. I already went vertical. Now I'm gonna go horizontal. Set the brayer down, let the next person use it. And now I can pull this aside here, put my real paper down. Use your pinching fingers. Think about where you're going to set it, right in the middle to where it looks like it's framed in. You can, I didn't do a good job, I had my hand across there because of the camera. Then you rub really good across this with your finger. I had read somewhere where you can use a plastic spoon. I did not think to grab one before I did this video. You can try that if you want. I just think that they would get broken. Then you pull it. I'm gonna have to cut some black paper. I like the way that looks. And there is your print, artist. And I could actually come back in and cut that. So, like I said, you will get to choose. You will get the ink that's at your table. I should have enough for everybody to have their own jar. Have a great time, artist. When you're done, you're going to use warm water and you're gonna wipe this down. You can use a sponge or make sure your name's on the back also. Use warm water and then you can use paper towel, dry it, and reuse it again. The brayer, same thing, should be washed and then set over here on the drying rack to dry, or you can wipe it with paper towels. Just make sure the next group that it's not gonna be a mess for them. So I already have one that I've cleaned and you'll probably need to dry them and with paper towel for the next group. So here's a brayer that I've already washed and I'm gonna set that on the drying rack. Then I'm going to take water. You can be careful because these things can splatter and you obviously have it on the bottom, but you don't want your water on too fast. And then you can actually take and roll your brayer inside this. Okay, let me scoot over where you can see a little better. Roll it inside of there to clean off the brayer and clean off this little printing container. Make sure it's all clean really good. Shake it. Take a paper towel, and you're responsible to make sure that everything's nice and clean in the sink. Wipe down the sink as well, artists. Get all the ink off for the next group. And also make sure that your container is clean. Turn this off so you can hear me. Sorry. That your container is clean, and that means the outside, the lid, the inside of the lid, and those are returned to the back counter. And like I said, make sure you get everything cleaned up for the next artist. Thank you. So I still have to finish cleaning the sink and this. Please be gentle when drying these so we don't break them. Thank you.